Once again, welcome to Park Office Project. I am Muhammad Sarfraz, your instructor. This is lesson 7. In this lesson, we will discuss foreign key and relationship between two tables in MS Access. In this page, we have two tables, TBL gender and TBL employees. TBL gender have two attributes, gender ID and gender, while TBL employees have three attributes, employee code, employee name, and employee gender ID. We are taking gender ID from TBL gender. Primary key. The table which is taking reference from another table is called referencing table, and the table which gives reference to another table is called the referenced table or base table. In TBL gender, we have two records, one for male and two for female. In TBL employees, we have a record, employee code 1, name X, and gender ID 1. Here, gender ID 1 means male because this 1 we are taking from TBL gender. If we take 2, it means that the employee X is a female. How we can make foreign key and create link between TBL gender and TBL employees, we will see practically in MS Access. In MS Access, we will create two tables, TBL gender and TBL employees. First, we will create TBL gender. Here, two attributes, gender ID. Its data type should be number. Default value 0, we will delete it, and we will select gender ID as primary key, and second attribute is the gender. We will save this table as TBL gender and press OK. Now we will create a new table, TBL employees. Their attributes M ID as number, select ID as primary key, then second attribute M name and gender ID should also be number. Press save button and give name TBL employees. Now you can see again we will design view of gender table. You can see that gender ID is data type number and employee ID, gender ID is data type number. It means that the data type of primary key and foreign key should be the same when we make a foreign key which taking references from base table of an other table. We will save it, close the both tables. Now we will create a link between these two tables, TBL gender and TBL employees. We will go to database tools and press relationship tab. In relationship tab, a relationship window will disappear. In this window, right click and press show tables. In show table window, select tables you want to create link by hold shift key and then press add button. Now the both tables are added in relationship window. Now we will create link of gender ID, which is the primary key of TBL gender, with the gender ID in TBL employees, which is the foreign key of TBL employees. Press left button of mouse, hold it press and drag it to gender ID of employees. A new added relationship window will disappear. This window has two columns. First column consists of base table being TBL gender and second column consists of referencing table which is TBL employees. This window showing that gender ID in TBL gender is equal to gender ID in TBL employees. We just press create button to create the link between these two tables, and here the link line will be added now. Press save button, then close it. Now we will first open the TBL gender. In TBL gender, we will put our data gender ID 1 for male and gender ID 2 for female. Then we open TBL employees. In TBL employee, we will give employee ID 1, employee name X, gender ID 1. Gender ID 1 means that the employee name X is a female and ID 1 is taking from TBL gender. Now here is a problem in creating link. What is the problem? Gender ID should be the same which exists in TBL gender. If we give 3 here, you can see that 3 is not exist TBL gender. But the system accepting number 3 and no error disappear. To avoid this error, to check this error, we will edit our relationship. We will go to database tools, press relationship, and then click on this relationship line. Again, added relationship will disappear. We will check enforce referential integrity. What is enforce referential integrity? Basically, enforce the user to take ID which is exist in base table. If a ID not exist in base table, the referencing table will not accepting it. If we will have to, we had checked the enforce referential integrity. Press OK. We have to close the both tables before edit our relationship. Again, we will go to relationship window, double press the link and check enforce referential integrity and then press OK. Now save the relationship and close it. TBL gender have two records, one for male and two for female, and TBL implies gender ID should be 1 or 2. If the X is male, then 1. If the X is female, then 2. If we now give 3, which is not exist in our TBL gender, now the system will not accept number 3. An error message will disappear. You cannot add or change a record because a related record is required in TBL gender. It means that you are giving the gender ID is not existing TBL gender. So the user is enforced to give only data which will be exist in TBL gender. We will give another record. Y will be the female, Z will be the male. Now you can see that no error found and data is properly saving in our both tables. At the end, it is requested to subscribe my channel and press bell button to see notification of my next videos, like my videos and give comments on videos to make performance more better. Thanks a lot. Thank you.